one of the things you learn as president is that what you say matters and your principles matter. And sometimes you got to fight for things that you believe in. And you can't just switch on a dime.
That was President Obama earlier going after Mitt Romney's endless flip-flopping on the individual mandate. Maybe it's a new Olympic sport. The president is on the offensive and using Romney Care to help his argument. Republicans are calling the Affordable Care Act's individual mandate a tax. Mitt Romney agrees. As for his own mandate in Massachusetts, well, Romney says that isn't a tax because, well, no one has called it a tax. Romney's awkward reversal has given the president an opening.
The fact that a whole bunch of Republicans in Washington suddenly said this is a tax, for 6 years he said it wasn't, and now he's suddenly reversed himself. And so the question becomes, are you doing that because of politics? Are you abandoning a principle that you fought for 6 years simply because you're getting pressure for 2 days from Rush Limbaugh or some critics in Washington?
I'm joined by New Jersey GOP Assembly Leader John Bramnick, Goldie Taylor, managing editor of the Goldie Taylor Project, and Jimmy Williams, an MSNBC contributor. Welcome all to the show.
Good to be here, Mike.
So will the president's thank you. Will the president's efforts to highlight the similarities between Obamacare and Romney Care work, Jimmy Williams?
Yes, they will work, but here's the problem Romney has. And if you don't believe me, ask Newt Gingrich and Rick Santorum and Bill Kristol and pretty much everybody else that's a conservative in this town and throughout America. Romney isn't really running against Obama. Romney's running against Romney. His own record. And when you look like a flip-flopper, when you look like a hypocrite, when you literally go up on the stump every single day of your candidacy and you say the exact opposite thing that you said 6 years ago, then it makes you look foolish. So if I'm Barack Obama and I'm the Obama campaign, I'm highlighting this every single day. Obama's right. When elections have consequences, when you give your word and you say you're going to do something, like I'm going to run on health care for all, and then you do it, that's good. When you do one thing but do something different, that's bad. That's a huge dichotomy, and I would like to see the president do that every single day.
All right. Goldie Taylor, do you think Obama brought up Rush Limbaugh as a tactic that might help him with independence?
I think Rush Limbaugh continues to be an incredible symbol for the right-wing fringe of this country, and I think the president was right to bring him into this discussion. But, you know, Mitt Romney's problem is bigger than an election. His problem is bigger than 6 years. It's 6 minutes. He'll change in 6 hours. He'll change in 6 days. You know, my dog doesn't flip as often. He doesn't lie down as often as Mitt Romney does. You know, if you look at him on the on the Affordable Health Care Act, if you look at him on taxes versus penalties, if you look at him on things like the DREAM Act or immigration, pick any issue that you want, and Mitt Romney just isn't the same Mitt Romney that he was yesterday.
All right. Leader Bramnick, what do you make of the flip-flops here? Besides it being a new category for the Olympics, what do you make of what Mitt Romney is doing? On the one hand, acknowledging that he had success in Massachusetts, but trying to deny the legacy that he brings with him because it's inconvenient now that the president has gained success primarily by using some of the same principles. Well, what do you make of that?
At first, I've heard the conservatives don't like him, the liberals don't like him. It sounds like he's right where he should be. And as to Mitt Romney's position, he's never been in favor of a national health care. He believes in states' rights, let states develop policies. But to say he's flip-flop on that issue is simply incorrect. And you had something about Cookiegate. Well, if that's the major issue that we have in the United States, then I suspect that the liberals are going to the wrong direction on that. Here's the bottom line. Bottom line,
Mr. Bragg, you say it's not a flip-flop. Let me say, if he says it's not a flip-flop, okay, let's choose another word. He changed his mind. He used different language. He said the opposite of what he said before. How is it not a flip-flop? Tell us how it's not a flip-flop.
You want to call it a tax, a penalty? You think the American public cares how you define it? 75% of small businesses are concerned about Obamacare. They're concerned they're not going to be able to hire more people. They're concerned it's a burden on their business. That's what they're thinking. They don't care if you use penalty, tax. Ask the average person. I don't care what you call it. I just don't want government taking over health care. That's what people are saying.
Jimmy Williams, can you correct the record for us here?
Yeah. That's very interesting. Let me make 2 points very quickly. First, on April 5th, 2006, Governor Romney said, and I'm not quoting him, but I'm paraphrasing, that he would like to see what he did in Massachusetts applied nationwide. That's an Associated Press report. That's actually a press report. That's not something I just came up with out of the blue, or it's a Friday night after a glass of wine, which I have not had yet. So my point is, he actually did say he would like to see what happened in Massachusetts applied nationwide. So, Leader, I'm sorry, but that's not the case.
No, he wants to leave it to the states.
No, that's not what he said. That is not what he said on April 5th, 2006.
No, he didn't. He said he wanted it to be a model for the rest of the country.
Yeah, that means if he wants other states to do it, that's fine, but he's not going to mandate it nationally.
No, he said he wanted to be applied nationwide. Now, does that mean that he only wanted 47 of the 50 states, or did he want all 50? My point is simple. He has flip-flopped on this issue backwards and forwards, and when you do that, that either makes you a liar or a hypocrite at least. And I'm sorry, but I like Governor Romney as a person. I'm sure he's a lovely man, but what you can't say that you're for gay marriage and to be against gay marriage. You can't say that you're pro-choice and to be against abortion. You can't say that you want a health care for all and it's a tax, and then when it applies to the rest of the country because the Chief Justice says it's a tax, that it's not.
Gody,
wait.
Okay.
I mean,
Gody Taylor, I want you to respond to a question right quick, but I want to ask very quickly to the leader, are you going to turn away Medicaid? I mean, the governors, in terms of states' rights, are you going to, in one sense, deny the legitimacy of that distribution to those citizens in your particular
First, I think
state?
Governor Christie spoke on that. And Governor Christie would be a good model. You had him down at the Jersey Shore. There's a guy who tells it the way it is.
Was that a yes or no?
Well, the answer is, are they going to turn around Medicaid? The bottom line is, I heard Governor Christie talk about this, and he said in New Jersey, Medicaid has reached the point that it's actually something that we're going to continue. But we'll leave that up to the governor and the entire legislature, not me.
All right, Gody Taylor. David Axelrod calls Romney the most secretive candidate since Richard Nixon. Do you think that's an effective way to define Romney?
I think it's actually the way to define him. I mean, if I hear anything else about taxes and penalties from Mitt Romney, I want to hear about the taxes he hasn't shown us and the penalties he does not pay. That's what I want to hear from Mitt Romney today. Jet skiing and all of that stuff aside, Mitt Romney is out of touch with the American people. To say that, we don't, care about people who are or don't have access to quality care or health insurance in this country is frankly something that's a misnomer. I'm a small business owner. I employ under 50 people. I provide those people with health insurance out of my pocket. And I think that's an important choice that I make. And I think Mitt Romney's going to, say that,
all right, then. Okay. No. It's a very powerful point.
That people have that choice.
All right. Thank you, Gody Taylor. I guess, Mitt Romney is balking on water. John Bramnick, Gody Taylor, and Jimmy Williams, thank you so much.
Have a great night.
Pennsylvania's voter ID law now faces a legal challenge. Next, the Reverend Jesse Jackson will weigh in. Stay tuned.